Hello and welcome to Tony Baroni's Awful YouTube Show, the YouTube show about a Canadian independent wrestler's massive 500 plus piece toy and action figure collection spanning from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 20-teens, 2020s, and we're going to go through it all 10 minutes at a time on YouTube. I am, of course, I'm Tony Baroni. Who else would I be? This is my show. My show now. No wrestling. Eventually I'll have dates to give you guys when you can see me wrestle, but right now there's no wrestling. I gotta thank our sponsors. What? We don't have any sponsors, not yet, but if you want to, send me a DM on social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. But today, we're gonna be looking at the Batmobile. Zzz. We're gonna look at Batmobiles. Yes, the Batmobile. Most likely the most iconic vehicle in all of pop culture history. Its first appearance was in Detective Comics number 27 in 1939, and since then it's been redesigned, revamped, refurbished, redone, reused, recycled, reduced, been done. Today, I have an example from four different decades of Batman. 4 different decades of Batman. Now let's take a look at them a little closer in the crappy photo booth, shall we? All right, the first stop on our little Batman journey is 1974. This is a 1974 Mego Batmobile, based off the design from the Adam West Burt Ward Batman series that aired from 1966 to 1968. I know that's weird because I said this came out in 1974, but in 1971, Mego, the toy company Mego, decided to change their direction, and they bought up a bunch of licenses. They bought DC, they bought Marvel licensing, they bought a couple movies, and they produced a whole line of dolls. They're Barbie size, they had clothes, but they had Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, you name it. Mego unfortunately went under in 1983, but let's take a closer look at this guy. So this is very telling of the times. I think this is only 3 parts, but it's got real metal for the axles. Nice rims on this guy. The paint's still good. These are actually repro labels I bought online. Unfortunately, I don't know or remember where, but if you search repro labels on Google, you can find any toy label sticker that you need to find. I refurbished this whole thing, gave it a clean. I popped the grill off, gave that a paint. This is the oldest piece in my collection. She's almost 10 years older than I am, so that's pretty old. It's time for the next stop on our little tour here. The year is 1989. Michael Keaton has been cast by Tim Burton to be the new Batman. People were up in arms, did not like it, not one bit. Turns out, Michael Keaton was the best Batman. I know it. You know it. We all know it. And now I'm saying it out loud. This is brought to us by Kenner when it was under the Tonka regime. And let's get a little closer look now. This guy's pretty sweet. One of my favorite Batmobile toys. The only downside is this horrendous. It doesn't wind up to go fast or anything. It's just for sounds effect. Wah, wah. Other than that, this thing is rad. It's got nice meaty race car back tires, sweet fin, bat jet or whatever. Got the trunk, very nice and good. Back to this side, you got the rocket air intake, not bad at all. And there's a little lever inside in the cockpit that opens the cannon doors. And there is rockets that do shoot if you've got them, but I'm a very frugal man, very shrewd and frugal, and I like to get stuff at a deal because I don't keep stuff in the boxes. And let's just take a quick look at the counterpart. This figure was actually sold separately. It's very standard for the times. Head moved back and forth, hips, knees, arms, no elbow joint at all. But what's cool about this guy that you don't see often and not in working order is this bat grappling hook that still works really, really well. And would you look at that? 89 Kenner Batmobile with Batman. Now we find ourselves in 1993 Kenner Batmobile. Only at this point in time, Kenner is now owned by Hasbro, as Hasbro brought out Tonka in 1991, getting the rights to Kenner, Tonka, Parker Brothers, I think Nerf, but I could be wrong on that one, and a few other lines. This is based off the animated series that ran from 1992 to 1995, which the animated series was based on the Tim Burton Batman series, as you can tell by the similarities between the two Batmans. And if you haven't seen this show, it is widely regarded as the best superhero animated series of all time. I think it's more of a tie between that and the X-Men from Fox Kids. However, in my mind's eye, when I think of Batman's voice, it is Kevin Conroy who is the voice, which was the voice of the Batman in this series, as well as the Joker was voiced by Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill. Now let's get a little closer into this guy. So what's cool about these rims is you've got your tire spikes that come out, just in case anyone wants to roll up on you. You got the front grille. This guy is long, which is why I like it. Sweet back tires. And then again, standard bat jet. I'm missing the canopy because, again, frugal man, buy stuff for cheap. I like it. What's cool about this guy is, if I can get it to work, is there's a little escape pod for Batman. Boom. And he's out of there. And if he's got to be out of there, he's out of there. And then this Batman doesn't even have knee articulation, but this is how a lot of toys in the 90s looked. No knees, no elbows, just hips, shoulders, and head pivot. Pretty decent. And the very last stop on our little Batmobile journey is the 2003 Mattel Batmobile, based off of the Batmobile in the Batman series in 2004 to 2008. The Batman, not just Batman. It was they redesigned a lot of stuff in this series. A lot of the villains look a lot different. Joker has dreads and is huge. A lot of changes. Some people like it, some people don't. I liked it. It was more of a year one kind of Batman. He was younger, he was new, he was making a lot of mistakes as a crime fighter. Let's get a little closer look now. At first glance, you can tell exactly what year this was because of the rims. Huge rims, small tires. I'm surprised there's not spinners on this thing. That's what era this is from. Real bad. Other than that, it's a sleek design. It's got like a stealth kind of design to it. Real sneaky. It's got the usual bat jet, only it's a lot different and it looks huge. What's cool about this guy is she lights up. So that one sends the cannons out and she lights up. There she is with the cannons out. And then the other one just lights it up like so. I like this Batman a lot. If you have a figure for the Batman that will fit in here, I will gladly take it off your hands. These have been Batmobiles. I'm Batman. Why does he sound like Sergeant Slaughter in the Christian Bale movies? I never understood that. Murder me! Anyways, That's the Batmobile. What's your favorite? Let me know. Tell me in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about toys, things, whatever we want. We can talk. Let's chat. Nice chat. Next week on the show, I'm going to bring out some heavy artillery for all of you to see. That's the only clue you're getting. Until then, follow me on all forms of social media. Instagram, Uncle Daddy Tony Baroni. Twitter, Tony Baroni 13. Follow my producer, Wyatt. Follow Live Ace for all the good music. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Hey. Until then, this is Tony Baroni signing off saying, collect figures, not boxes. And I'll see you around. Bye-bye.